Back in the year 1941, making movies in color was still a relatively new procedure. So the studio manager over at 20th Century Fox didn't know what was going on when he saw director Reuben Mamoulian walking around the set of Blood and Sand, the name of this movie, with a spray gun loaded with all kinds of different colored paint. He kept changing the bottle. If something didn't look quite right, he'd run over and spray it. Well, people thought this guy had to be affected by the heat. Gossip spread quickly on the studio lot, and the rumors of Mamoulian's strange behavior eventually reached Darryl Zanuck, who called him in to explain what was going on. Well, Mamoulian asked his boss what he thought of the rushes from Blood and Sand, and Zanuck told him it was the best color photography he'd ever seen in his life. Mamoulian said, "That's because I'm spray painting the set." And that was the end of the discussion. It was also the end of the gossip, so everything was fine. While Reuben Mamoulian solved problems with the set with his spray gun, he could not do the same when he tried to cast the role of the Latin temptress Donna Sol Demure. At one point, Zanuck wanted either Jean Tierney or Dorothy Lamour, but Mamoulian suggested an up-and-coming actress who was under contract over at Columbia. She was a dancer, and Mamoulian thought that she had the most beautiful walk of any actress in Hollywood. She began his show business under a real name. It was Rita Cancino at the time, but we now, today, know her as Rita Hayworth. And getting the part of Donna Sol was her really big motion picture breakthrough. Now, one look at the rest of the cast, and it's easy to see why this was such a good experience for her. She was working with the best in the business, a cast led by Tyrone Power, Linda Darnell, with Anthony Quinn and J. Carroll Nash, John Carradine, Ladd Kragar, and Lynn Barry, all in support. What a cast. With that, let's watch Blood and Sand. Reuben Mamoulian was well known for his use of symbolism, so you may have noticed several objects representing crucifixes throughout Blood and Sand. He was also heavily influenced by the Spanish artist El Greco and Goya, so some of the haunting images that he designed for the film can be traced directly, I think, you see, to their work. Now, the big question was, did Tyrone Power really fight a bull in this movie? Well, no. He was coached in the art of bullfighting by some experts so that he'd look good in the close-ups, but every time you saw a real bull in the shot, the actual matador was some person by the name of Armenitas, Mexico City's most famous bullfighter at the time. Now, the movie question of the day. What present-day movie and TV star began his career as a child actor in the Our Gang comedies, moving on to playing Little Beaver in no less than 23 Red Ryder westerns back in the 1940s? His name in his early credits reflected his young age. That might be a small hint, anyway. I'll have the answer for you tomorrow. Now let's take a look at this.
Coming up next, American Movie Classics proudly presents the classic silent film that launched the Rudolph Valentino legend, The Sheep. Next, on American Movie Classics. Gary Cooper stars as a good man who has it all. But to Geraldine Fitzgerald, having it all was not enough.
I wasted my life on a failure.
Are you trying to say that you've had affairs with other men?
Yes, I have.
Where does a good man go when his life is crumbling?
I can't give you up.
Gary Cooper stars in 10 North Frederick. Wednesday on American Movie Classics.
Don't you think that life should be gay and bright and bubbly like champagne?
A friendship. A marriage. A secret.
Well, this is probably my last chance.
Mine, too.
It's now or never.
Cary Grant and Deborah Carr are star-crossed lovers who embark on an affair to remember. Friday on American Movie Classics.
Where's Addie? Weren't you supposed to pick her up? Nothing's happened to her, I hope.
Addie Ross left town this morning.
What happens when the town flirt writes to Jean Crane, Ann Southern, and Linda Darnell that she's run off with one of their husbands?
Well, if that's her idea of a joke, she's extremely poor taste. I must say.
War of the Spouses.
I'm fed up with Addie Ross.
Kirk Douglas co-stars in the Oscar-winning A Letter to Three Wives. Saturday on American Movie Classics. April is National Cable Month, and American Movie Classics is celebrating with great movies, exclusive interviews, and an exciting world premiere. Spring into the ring when AMC presents the powerhouse special, Knockout, Hollywood's love affair with boxing. It's an AMC exclusive exploring the power and glory of Hollywood's greatest fight films. There's a new season ahead for favorite movies like The Sheik, the film that catapulted Rudolph Valentino to stardom, and the majestic Easter Spectacular.
He must be right. The robe was bewitched. Let me find it, sire. Destroy it, as he says.
The Robe, starring Richard Burton, Gene Simmons, and Victor Mature. Love is in full bloom.
Why are you taking this course? In other words, just what are you after?
Newspaperman Clark Gable goes back to school.
I don't like eggheads. I don't like college. I can't even stand the smell of chalk.
Doris Day is the apple of his eye in Teacher's Pet. The sultry South is the setting.
You two country girls?
Country. Our little town's the most nowhere place in the whole state of Mississippi.
And drifter Paul Newman is the stranger in town. Orson Welles, Joanne Woodward, and Lee Remick endure the long, hot summer. Spring fever runs rampant throughout National Cable Month.
Isn't it wonderful?
Cary Grant and Marilyn Monroe get an unexpected taste of youth in Monkey Business. And Ray Milland strikes it rich with his uproarious potion for romance in It Happens Every Spring. In April, take a look back at the life and career of American movie legend Gary Cooper. Plus, in honor of Earth Day, AMC is showing two thought-provoking films, Elia Kazan's rousing drama, Wild River, and John Huston's African crusade, The Roots of Heaven.
What's going on here?
Spring is in the air. This National Cable Month, all through April on American Movie Classics.
Remember those classic days when movies and glamour went hand in hand? Those were the days of Movie Star magazine, when we got to look behind the scenes and share the magic of Hollywood. Well, month after month, American Movie Classics brings those days back to life in the pages of American Movie Classics magazine, the magazine of classic Hollywood. And now it's available to you during this special offer. Each monthly issue of American Movie Classics magazine takes you back to the days of classic Hollywood with colorful photos, revealing trivia, and fascinating features. From fact to fantasy, from rumors to reality, American Movie Classics magazine brings you profiles of the stars, the image makers, the lifestyles, and the movie milestones. And that's not all. Each issue spotlights the classic films and fabulous festivals on American Movie Classics. Plus, it includes complete schedules and movie descriptions of all upcoming features on American Movie Classics. American Movie Classics magazine. It's the magazine of classic Hollywood. You can't get it on newsstands. It's available only through this special offer, delivered right to your door. Here's how to order. Send your check or money order for only $11.95 for a one-year subscription to American Movie Classics magazine. Post Office Box 2065, Marion, Ohio 43305. Or call 1-800-535-7700 to order with your Visa or MasterCard. So order the magazine that classic movie lovers love. Order American Movie Classics magazine today.
Like everyone else in Hong Kong, you're at loose ends. I think you probably need a love affair.
It was a story about patience, about love, a story about honor.
I knew you were married.
And you still went out with me?
I thought if you were happily married, there could be no danger.
William Holden and Jennifer Jones struggled to survive their forbidden romance in Love is a Many Splendid Thing. Friday on American Movie Classics. Ah, spring. What a young man's fancy turns to chemistry. And when Ray Milland discovers a formula for strikeout,
Wow! What kind of a ball was that?
he's got the ingredients for a surefire hit.
He's done it. Now he's done it. He took a no-hit, no-run game. This is getting monotonous, boys.
It happens every spring.
I'm really going to enjoy this.
Saturday on American Movie Classics.
The fall of the Roman Empire.
A curse on you! A curse on your empire!
The birth of Christianity.
They say he's the Son of God.
The power of the robe.
Was it really bewitched?
In a way, it changed my life. In time, it will change the world.
Richard Burton in his first starring role. Gene Simmons and Victor Mature co-star in the biblical epic, The Robe. Premiering Sunday, April 15th, 5:30 Eastern on AMC.
In April, American Movie Classics salutes National Cable Month.